apparently there's a big Key and Peele beef going on, which is pretty crazy. I loved Key and Peele when I was in high school. That was one of those shows. I mean, it's kind of like exactly like the Dave Chappelle show. I remember when I was a teenager, I'd watch the Dave Chappelle show and Key and Peele, like back to back. Watch that shit all day. Play video games while watching that shit all day long. And apparently there's a big Key and Peele beef. Some people are saying that Keegan-Michael Key, they're saying that his wife is kind of the Yoko Ono of Key and Peele, if you catch my drift. If you know the Beatles lore, you know Yoko Ono. Yeah, apparently there was this female comic, I think she's from New York, and she did this whole, like, comedy thing where it was, like, kind of comedy, but it was kind of like a play. She kind of had, like, a band on stage, but it was just her talking, so it wasn't like a play. But she made all these references that was definitely about Key and Peele and about how Keegan-Michael Key's wife has apparently stopped him from taking a lot of opportunities. Apparently she's, gotten in the middle of a lot of stuff. And I just think that's crazy, man. I did think about it a couple years ago, and I was like, I see Jordan Peele on so much. He's directing so much. Like, he's everywhere. And I don't see Keegan-Michael Key anywhere. And apparently that's it. It's his wife. The girl who did the stand-up, she was making a movie with Keegan-Michael Key or something like that. And, apparently his wife wanted, like, full creative control, and she wanted to run things, and she wanted things done her way. And it's like, damn, bro. That's crazy. How could you let your wife ruin your career like that? Like, I love my girlfriend, but if she started, like, stepping into my stand-up, she's given me, like, good notes before. She says, like, oh, maybe you shouldn't cuss so much because it's kind of hacky. And I'm like, you're right. Every time I can't think of what to say, I just cuss. And that is kind of hacky. I should just think of something better to say. That's a very good note. But if she started, like, if I got booked on a show, I've been booked on a couple shows. And if I got booked on one and she was like, no, you can't take that for any reason, I'd be like, what the fuck? What do you mean I can't take that? I'm going anyways. I'll sleep on the couch. I'll be in the doghouse. I don't give a fuck. You can't let nobody, not just a girlfriend or a wife, or you can't let anybody ruin opportunities or squander on your career like that. That's crazy. But apparently, that's the big news and that's the big beef. I guess it's not Key and Peele beef because it's not them beefing at all, but I guess Keegan-Michael Key's wife is crazy. Men will do anything for pussy. I think that's been proven time and time again throughout history. So, yeah, I just think that's crazy. I always wondered why Key and Peele stopped because they were a really big show. I really liked them at least. And all my friends really liked them, so kind of blew my mind when they stopped. And I guess that's why. And that would make a lot of sense. Maybe she wanted him to have a bigger cut or bigger say. And Comedy Central was like, oh, hell no. Uh-huh.